At the same time, VP just pick. I believe this is Pasha's Sand King.
I mean,
So
is this even
offlane
a hero
Sand King,
anymore?
yeah.
Like, I feel like we literally never see Sand King at the moment.
Yeah, because he's pretty bad and dead. There's a reason why no one is picking it. Uh, without without a doubt, Virtus.pro here, they're the favorites. They just came second on the major. They're a team that beat Team Empire many times before, and this Team Empire is a little bit different too when it comes to their roster. Um, so I maybe they're flexing a bit, maybe they're experimenting a little bit with this Sand King pick.
This also explains the Nake's ban a little bit more, right? Because it's decent against the Lone Druid, but also
Oh yeah,
against the
of
Sand
course.
King because he built this bulk build. I mean, then again, maybe VP were just like communicating. They said ban Nyx, and someone heard ban Nakes, and this was just them
No,
fixing
Life
the
Stealer
mistake.
was definitely banned out because of Lone Druid. 100%. You don't want to be playing. I mean, Life Stealer overall is a strong hero, but Lone Druid just gets destroyed if that hero is in the pool. So you don't really want to be playing versus Nikes. At the same time, Sand King, I believe his Barrow Strike got buffed on level 1. You have more range, which is quite legit.
Anti-mage.
Oh, all right. Team Empire slowing down a little bit with this pick, bringing some late game potential into their lineup. They have the Brew, they have the Shadow Shaman and Pango to do work early on, and now they just go for that anti mage next. Oh, well, it's interesting. I'm not certain if that's the right direction. Perhaps just destroying VP as soon as possible with pure aggression in the laning stage would suit them better with the first three heroes that they've got. But with this AM, they're definitely covered for late game as well if something goes wrong in the early stages.
It complements their lineup really well, right? Because you talk about the Shaman and the Brewmaster and how they can apply the early pressure. Pangolier with the low cooldown ultimate, he'll be looking to prowl around the mid game.
Hmm.
You just need to get something else that peaks in that mid game, and then Anti Mage should get all the room he needs.
Yeah, you see they banned out the OD, so it's interesting. It's a strong hero on mid. No one plays godly OD. I've seen Ramses play Lone Druid. Did I see no one playing Lone? I
I
think it
think
was Ramses.
Ramses was playing it yesterday. So
Which-
far, he's been the one
Mhm.
playing it in this
on, on
qualifier.
on Major, I'm not certain if he played
He
it
was playing it in the
every
safe
single
lane
game.
and or off lane. He was basically playing in the outer lanes.
Oh
up to
yeah,
this
he
point.
was playing it, but it was him, but he was playing it anywhere, I believe. Yeah, and then they were switching when they were playing Morphling, I believe that's the case. Yeah, yeah. In any case, it should be Ramsey's Lone Druid, and hmm, let's see what's Team Empire gonna last pick. They banned out the OD, but the hero is just strong. That's why they banned him out, and they realized that VP with that OD they can work as 4 as well. And then you have Oracle with the OD, which is a pretty powerful combination. See, they go with the Shadow Demon. Okay. I mean,
What was this? I mean, is this
sure,
going to
why
be the
not?
off lane Shadow Demon that Empire have been known to run?
I believe it's support, right? Shadow Shaman
Yeah,
plus.
yeah, I'm imagining so. Cause the
Full
only
Shadow.
reason I question it is because, like, I'm looking at Shadow Demon and Pangolier and wonder if they're interchangeable. Because so far through this whole qualifier, teams have been using the Pangolier in either the off lane or the 4 position.
I mean, Pango is a flex pick. It's such a versatile hero that you can play him anywhere. You can play him as 4, you can play him mid or off lane. So basically, 3 roles that he fits really well. And because of that, it's always nice to pick him this early on, as you have to be questioning if you're the enemy team as captain. You have to be questioning where he's gonna go. And VP go with the draw. All right, this is a bit more standard for them. They get their draw. Yeah, King R is usually the support, so he's gonna be the Shadow Demon support. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
So he'll
And
combo up
Kudus
with
is
the
good.
Anti-Mage pretty well, though, so you can just try and bleed all the mana out the Sand King in the laner phase.
Shadow Demon, by the way, is basically a pick because of Oracle. With your ulti, you prevent Oracle from healing during False Promise. If he uses False Promise, then you ulti. Oh, by the way, I just had to stop myself. Look at that 6 Sand King set. He's like metallic or something.
It's
Mechanic.
really kind of uniform, right? Because most of the Sand King sets are this kind of ugly combination of crap, if we're being totally honest. This one has some uniformity to it. I like it.
It looks cool. He looks like a Protoss.
Look at the drow as well. Like, what's going on? The feathery shoulders are pretty cool, actually. Nice theme. These guys, they've got the cosmetics game in check. It's good to see.
Yeah. So overall, no one on Drow Ranger. Honestly, I've seen him win versus many heroes on that mid lane as a Drow. I've seen him win versus straight up counter picks, and I think I actually saw Kodos win versus no one Drow Ranger as a Kunkka, but they still lost that game long time ago. I think we even casted it together, if my memory serves me right. Um, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Drow Ranger here. The reason why I like it is still because Virtus.pro is playing it, but I can't say for sure that I like the pick. What it does bring you, it brings you silence. So if he goes for those couple of raid bans into blink, you can already pressure them and pressure the anti-mage with the blink into silence or shadow blade into silence or something similar.
So we're looking at the game right now. I mean, the start of this game for anti-mage, do you think he's going to actually be pressured much? Because if you take an early point into your counter spell, there's not really an easy way for the Sand King to set up a gank on you, right? Because that does reflect the spell.
We'll see. We'll see how hard or not he's going to be pressured on this safe lane. I don't think it's going to be too problematic for the AM, but I think they have to do something about it. The problem that I see on the side of VP is that they're lacking utility. These heroes are, I think they're honestly just experimenting a little bit, because Sand King, yeah, you can go for that Crimson Guard build, let's say, but isn't really your Vlad's builder either. Perhaps you can build it on Lone Druid, but that's not perfect. You don't want to be delaying your other items. Midas or Radiance, whichever you go for first. Lone Druid actually might be blocked here, look.
Yeah, they're gonna like set up, and he just casually died.
Yeah, they didn't really manage to block him out properly with the illusions.
Doing a lot of damage to Shaman though, rooting him up as well. Seiyu has to back away here. Roger will keep pursuing.
Yeah.
Trying to secure the runes though. King R doesn't have the disruption for 10 seconds, so they can't stop him trying to snatch this rune up. Snatch it up they will. They're gonna chase through Seiyu, living life on the edge here. Needs to be careful actually. Had to use the salve just so he doesn't give over the first blood to Ramses.
They're still chasing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna break off though.
He's just giving vision for Solo, so Solo can purge, I believe. But this is way too deep already. Solo needs to bail. Yeah. Solo should be able to get out. Let's see. There is Panda rotating from behind. Solo might be in problems.
Yeah, he's going to try and hide in the corner. He can't go for the TP either due to the disruption being available. They'll either shock him down. They're going to try and give the first blood over to Madden. That's the preference there. But in the end, Seiyu's the one that's snatching.
It's fine. The Rasta uses gold very well too. However, you did give Lone Druid a complete free farm for the first wave. So feeding that first blood isn't really like the worst for VP. What's happening though is Lone Druid versus Panda should be fine on that top lane.
Yeah, Panda on Panda action. Bit of a vicious world when Dota puts some kind against it.
Yeah, once Lone Druid gets a few levels, you really can't contest him with this Empire's team. It's very hard for them to do a lot to him, but perhaps they can try and deny creeps with Shadow Shaman's 78 damage.
That's true. Mid lane should be... I think this should actually be kind of a cruise, I want to say, for Drow, just because with the changes to the Lucky Shot, usually you look at Drow, it's like, okay, you just want to disarm her, but if she actually throws out the Gust, there's no chance you can continue an initiation onto her.
Yeah, and so far he's doing fine on mid. 3 CS behind the Pango, but isn't really suffering way too much when it comes to net worth, as he doesn't have to ship too much region to himself. Well, he's constantly harassing Kodos. Kodos is a good Pango player. Like, I remember this guy playing a lot of Pango before too.
I think he was one of the first ones we saw experimenting with the Pango mid, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the CIS teams that started playing Pango first was Empire. Pango mid first, that is.
Paid off. I think that was the last run they had where they... Because they were meant, like, in a lot of people's eyes, when they looked at the lineups that the Empire had for the two rosters, they were looked as the kind of weaker formation of the two. And then they just came out of nowhere, done better than the main roster, which I think was
The original one.
Yeah. With Kuman in the lineup, I remember. And it was just... A big part of it was the plays that Kodos was making out of the mid lane, especially with his Pangoli. He became viciously known for it.
Yeah, he really likes these cheesy heroes, you know, like Meepo, Brood, now even Pango. I believe it's one of the reasons is the fact that he's a little bit of a newer player to the scene. He's very young too, so if he's gonna learn a hero, it's easier for him to learn something that's completely new, you know, than
Get a chance to put your own mark on it, right?
Yeah.
Pasha getting roughed up here. Dream's going to move across. No man actually left on the Sand King, but the roots come down. Might buy enough time. And
Yeah,
he'll back away.
That Bramble Maze got buffed. It has only 25 seconds of cooldown, so he pretty much always has it. And anytime you try to make an aggressive movement, there's that Bramble Maze to help him out, escape.
It's a really nice buff, actually, to like the early game presence of the Willow, because I felt like before this, there was a big argument that a lot of Willow's like, okay, I'm just going to get points in Shadow Realm as quickly as possible, because the only thing I can actually do is harass the lane heavily. I can't really defend you or set up kills.
Yes, that's true, but that hero was also so broken for such a long time. In the laning stage, you couldn't trade hits with her. She'd hit you 2-3 times while you hit her once, and then she'd use Shadow Realm as well. So she did deserve those nerfs. Maybe they were a little bit too harsh, and this buff kinda levels it up again, right? Kinda evens it out.
Do some sort.
Roger, there's a haste on Kodos, but
he's got Shadow Realm though. The thing we were just talking about. Although they didn't know he didn't have TP action. Maybe you could have forced something there. I guess it's just not worth it though to just stay off the lane. Like you're Pangoli, you want XP really badly.
That's true, but in my honest opinion, he did have a haste and a port. So if you go for that kill, like they're going for Pasha kill on the bottom
Pasha
lane.
might not have any health left. They hit one more poison. There it is. Easy kill for King R if he actually pops the poison. Nope, he waited too long. Pasha regened up. King R has to pay the price in the end. Roger's going to be chased onto. He does have the Shadow Realm, but he'll take a lot of damage before he gets out.
He has 13 stick charges as well. I don't think Roger is worried here at all. However, Kodos is rotating for the bounties, and Roger, yeah, they know where he was. They had that ward, so...
That was 4 runes. That 4? Yeah, it was 4 runes as well. Empire getting a lot of gold value at the 5-minute mark.
A lot of gold value, not a lot of CS value on the mid lane at least, as no one has taken over completely. Has 31 CS, 16 denies, 32 to 16, while the Pango has 18. That's not really the best situation to be in as Pango. And as Drow, you really are loving this game right now. No one is having a blast.
I mean, look how confident he is. He hasn't even put a single point to Gus. You might expect like a 1 value point because you're up against a Pangolier, right? But this Pango only just broke level 5. Right, any time.
Yeah. When it comes to top lane, a lane that we haven't really talked about, we haven't talked about it because Lone Druid is basically a hero that can solo versus a Panda and win. And you can see that the Ramses is level 5 while Panda is level 3, so he's doing exactly that, while Solo is just pulling and having a blast in the jungle. So they are rotating 3 heroes towards mid. They want to stop no one. They have disruption.
Getting followed up right now. Sayu should be able to get the shackles. The problem is the TP's incoming. He has to back away, but no one. He's going to pursue this. Sayu is taking way too much damage just from one marksmanship proc. Has to use the Fairy Fire, but it might not be enough. No, Sayu. No one can't get the hits, and now the DD on Kodos going to chase through. Fairy Fire coming out from no one to try and stay alive. Same from Solo. It's going to be chased
Solo
down.
is so dead.
There's no way out. I mean, at least he draws the attention off of no one and keeps Drow alive.
Yeah, at least he survives. That Rasta survived way too many hits. I actually expected him to die a bit faster. I also expected Roger to not run away, to actually help them there, to pursue them with the Bramble mazes, but instead he just started. I believe he was chasing the Kingar Shadow Demon, which was a harder kill, especially as he's alone. So maybe if they were on the same page, they could have taken out the Rasta and the Pango. But
I guess your thought is we can just burn down this Shaman quick enough. But the buff from the tower, right? It was the armor that got it. Top. right, they're going in. Madden getting pretty low here. Going to try and move away, but Kodos arrives in time.
Easy 300 gold.
And that's once again the armor of the tower. Like, this is something that maybe VP are underestimating when they're going for these ganks.
Pasha dies now solo as well.
Gonna be chased down. This is suddenly ramped up from Empire. Will the deny come out? Yes, it will. Solo at least ensures he doesn't give over another kill.
Yeah, Pasha was very unlikely there, as you can see that sentry, he moved just in range of it to die to the mana void. So just a little bit, well, I can't say it's misplay of his, but he knew that there was a sentry on that lane. So
I mean, you're a
good play, yeah, a good play by Dream nonetheless. Now, this is an issue too. No one, he's reached that critical mass, 50 CS. Like, look at No One and Ramses. They're actually battling it out for the top CS. And now on top lane, Madden again. He's in problems.
This time he might fall. Cursed Crown there, they should have damage. With the Drunken Brawler going to come out. No one's coming to help him because instead they are going for No One, who does TP out.
They went for him, but it's like it's very difficult. He's level 8, 3 Raid Bands, Power Treads. Like, this Drow has 1000 HP. This is not one squishy Drow. For this point in the game, at least, she's not squishy. Later on, she's gonna drop off, obviously, but you need to stop her a little bit. This ward that's blocking her Ancients is definitely a good start.
This is how you counter Drow now.
More.
There's only one camp that you have to block anymore, Liz. It's easy. In fairness, the thing to highlight here is looking at Kodos' net worth. Because he picked up that Javelin. He's recovered, in fairness, from what was a pretty brutal start, considering the XP difference between him and the Drow in the laning phase.
Yeah, you get that Javelin, it's very easy for you to farm these camps if you stack them for yourself. This medium camp next to the mid-tier 1. Also, he did get a couple of kills. Right now, though, if you're Empire, you're supposed to be attacking. You're supposed to be aggressive. And they might try to go for Pasha on the bottom lane. They have one sentry to work with.
X gonna come out, Shackles as well. Pasha out of mana, he has got a 1, but he won't get a chance to use it as Kodos comes across to ensure they get Dream the kill.
That's a good pickup. That's a good kill.
Now they can go in top. They're going on to Madden again. They know he's alone after they just shoot 4 bot, and this is the typical punishment we see. If a team sees that sort of rotation, they'll just strike on the other side of the map, and strike they do.
Yeah, they were going for this bounty on the top lane, but they're not gonna take it.
Oh, King R. He even denies it. He's like, nope. Problem is, now you're gonna give your life. The Cursed Crown will proc. Pangolier, is he coming? The pings come out. Kodos is on his way across. A little bit too late, maybe. Might be able to get Roger. He doesn't have Shadow Run for 5 seconds. Dream has arrived as well. And they'll get some vengeance, which...
Yeah, Dream is having a blast in this game. Like, he's level 9.
4 kills.
He's moving... Yeah, he's moving... He's on top of the network as an anti-mage. So this Sand King dual lane on the off lane didn't really work out very well for VP. Overall, Dream is gonna have that Battle Fury a little bit faster than in your normal anti-mage game.
Well, I don't know if you should say normal, okay? I don't know about the chat, but in my games, they're usually pretty late.
Well, we're not casting your 4K games, are we?
Whoa, 4.2K. All right, this is a little bit higher. You know, at least call it what it is.
Sorry for underestimating your MMR. Bottom lane, however, we have a split.
He's finally reached level 6 and he's happy about it, but I don't know if he's gonna get much out of this. The Spirit Bear is the only thing they find on the side. They'll get Roger, but they really wanted to try and catch one of the cores here.
Well, they might catch Ramses, actually. As
he's been greedy.
Around. He's been very greedy.
Wrong Thunder coming through. I mean, you got the Roar, but it's not going to work against this. Can he reach the tower? He might be able to. Drow's arrived as well. The Gust coming out. They throw down the Serpent Walls. They almost knock Ramses out. And they actually get him low enough. Going to get him down with the Ether Shock. Need a few more hits, but no, he's just about going to live. The Disruption's going to come out to no one. Going to try and chase through onto him. Drow's taking a lot of damage, but not enough. VP using their health as a resource here. Everyone low, but no one dying. In the end, Madden's going to be the one going down. And King R, he'll be next to hit the dirt at this rate. If they find just one stun, which Pasha has in 3 seconds, they will get themselves a second kill.
Yeah, they see him now. He's going to be purged up. He has Disruption to work with, to buy himself some more time, I believe.
Oh, that's a lot on the Dark Warrior. Was that anti-mage with the snipe? I think so. That had the urn for... who's picking up? Was it the Oracle? Yeah,
Most likely. Is it? It might be Roger because he has no gold left. It could be Oracle too. Yeah.
it looked like it only had certain components, had like recipe, and he has the range. I think it was Solo
Okay.
picking
So,
up.
so
Yeah,
it wasn't a full earn. Or all right. I get you. I get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was the
Overall,
remaining.
well, decent team fight by Empire, but at the same time, VP they just outplayed them a little bit and come out on top in the end. As Lone Druid managed to survive, no one managed to survive as well. No one is going to have that blink dagger, so you're not going to be able to catch him as easily as before any longer. And with that blink dagger, he's going to be farming even faster. He has a bunch of stacks in the jungle too. So honestly, when you're looking at these two drafts, if you know what meta is like, and if you did not know these two teams, like you'd say that Radiant has a better draft, hands down. Uh, Lone Druid and Drow as two cores aren't really great, but they are going for Lone Druid range build, so that might work out for them. However,
Thunder. They're going on that Lone Druid you was talking about. See if his 4 Wraith Bands will help him tank up enough. They've cut off the choke point. He can't escape. And Oracle can't help him right now. The Swashbuckle misses from Kodos, though. Going to move in now. Solo's going to get low. The fear comes into effect. False Promise thrown out early because Solo knows he's not long for this world. They'll turn around, bring him down, move across to Ramses next. They have got the Cyclone coming off cooldown, but not enough mana. They just purge up the bear, stun it up once and move away because Patch has a Sandstorm down. Hex going to be there. Nice movement with the Shadow Realm outside of the Serpent Wards. Now they're going to chase forward. Looking on the Shaman, want to punish him for using his ultimate so badly. And they will do so. First ground on the Madden. They should be able to follow up onto this one as well. They've got Burrow Strike in 3 seconds. He does move fast, but he's already used the Drunken Brawler. Instead, they'll just go for the easier kill and clean up King R instead.
yeah, so they're using these Shadow Shaman's wards in very peculiar positions to try and take these team fights instead of trying to get some of these tier 1s with him. Like, so far, if you check the map, Empire has taken 0 tier 1 towers, which isn't really that great for them. However, let's see bottom lane, yeah?
Speaking of Shaman, yeah, he TB's pretty boldly, but maybe Willow was the one being bold. The Shackles come out before he can use the Terrorize. He should go down here because King R will get the final hit, and now chasing on for the Drow. They're going to run him down, and another kill for Dream. Now on a mega kill streak and sitting with a healthy lead at the top of the network chart.
8k gold, even without any tier 1s taken, so no objectives whatsoever. It's pure CS and kills for him. He's doing amazingly well. Dream on this anti-mage, that is.
Pasha isn't feeling well, though. Yeah, they just slapped down a sentry. He did actually de-ward it, though, just in time. Kodos needed one more hit, and he couldn't wait around for the shield crash. Did he get both bounties, though? Yeah, he did. He picked up both bounties. The real value attained. Ramses is really deep here, though. I mean, what's the goal of this movement? Are you just trying to set up for a push on the tier 1?
Yeah, pretty much, but he has people behind him, so he has to be careful. Roger, man, Darkilo suffers from javelins of Pango.
You know, tanking the gank, I guess. Disruption's going to come out after Shadow Realm ends. That's going to be a definitive death for Roger there.
And it's Dream that gets the kill with his illusions that lurked around while he's on top lane farming. He's gonna have a Yasha very soon, and honestly, this anti-mage with the Manta is pretty much...
Where they're going. Rolling Thunder comes out. They target no one again. They want to make sure he can't gas. The split's been used as well. They're going to try and get the Oracle out of the fight. Have they got the damage to bring down the Drown in time is the real question. The Shackles are there. Swashbuckle through. They'll get him low. No chance for a false promise. And Solo has to back away, which means we'll have to leave Pasha behind. The stun's going to come out, and they'll do enough damage. They might even pursue for more, but the split runs out just in time. Dream doesn't care. He's diving the tower. He wants to kill off Solo, but does get disarmed. It doesn't matter, though. They've secured the push for the tier 1 tower, and that was VP trying to push for theirs.
Yeah, I'm... Like, it's basically the draft. You're playing Lone Druid range mode with Drow Ranger. It does make sense. You're buffing the Lone Druid's damage output, but at the same time, you're playing Lone Druid range mode in 2019. I had this discussion with... what's his name? The TI winner from Sweden? Bulldog? Yeah, I had this...
Yeah, that's TI.
I had this discussion with one TI winner from Sweden, and he says the same thing that I'm thinking. Lone Druid as range, like, that's not the thing anymore. Like, your level 20 and level 25 talents don't really help you out like they used to. And because of that, the Lone Druid range isn't as like potent. At the same time, in this particular match, they are playing with the Drow Ranger, so he's gonna have the range buffed, right? He's gonna attack better, stronger. But is it gonna be enough? As VP right now, they're playing versus an AM and they're struggling quite hard in these fights. Yeah, they've outplayed Empire. Strategically, they've outplayed them and they've taken map control away from them, obviously. But that's because they're Virtus.pro. They aren't like winning majors, coming second to some majors for no reason. They do it because individually their skill is amazing. Uh, but right now, this draft, like, I don't feel that it's amazing. So far, what they did do well is they completely shut down Madden. Like, he's not having a game. This Panda is irrelevant completely. And even though Pasha didn't really have a blast on that offlane either, I believe it's Madden's Brewmaster that's suffering a bit more. And if you remember, during the draft, I said, VP, this draft looks garbage. They don't have utility. And at least Sand King is itemizing to fix that a little bit. He's going for that mech. It's not really an item that you see very often on Sand King. And building that mech, I'm not saying it's a right item on Sand King, but it's definitely a decent item in this current game, as it's gonna help them make these moves and fight. You can see they're desperate. They Lone Druid bought a Desolator, by the way. Desolator first item. Like, they want to take objectives. They just want to fight.
I feel impression. And this isn't just about taking the tier 1, right? They're looking for a deep kill so they can then just converge towards mid and head into the Roche pit. They might try, but then again, you'd be doing this against the Pangolier and the Shaman, which would be pretty bold. They're going to do it.
They're going to try and go into the pit. Their Roche fight is ridiculously good. VP just knows what they have to do around the pit, as you can see right now. They just move out, they smoke up. They're gonna perhaps try an opening kill Mad and mid.
Yeah, they'll find him as well. Brewmaster, he's silenced for way too long. The disruption comes out. King R trying to save the day. The terrorized follow through with the Burrow Strike is enough to kill him off. 30 seconds without the Panda. He has got buyback.
He has buyback, and because of that, they might get baited into the pit, and you're gonna be baited versus a Pango into the pit. They actually need to be very cautious about the way they do this.
Pango charged up. Buyback's going to come out. They need to abort and get out right now. In the meantime, though, Roger's going to go down first. And Kodos just breaking up the back line, making sure that that retreat is slowed down. They'll silence him up, but they haven't dealt with Dream now. He's going to move in, looking on Ramsey's. False Promise comes out to protect his life. Serpent Wards go down. Nice stun coming through. Charging up the epicenter, trying to do enough damage. Saying will go low and go down, but Anti-Mage just ripping through the back line. They find the big core value. They turn around, looking on the patch, and then GG comes out. They know they actually can't do anything here.
Yeah.
BP just submit. They go, okay, game 1 is yours. This is an Anti-Mage out of control.
No, they just realized that their draft is awful. That's all, honestly. Like, we've been calling it ever since they drafted that last pick. What did they pick? Sand King or something? Drow Ranger last pick. Like, yeah, no one. Sometimes he is ridiculously strong with his Drow Ranger, and he just wins you the game. But in those situations, he has these utility / team fighting heroes on his side. In this game, when you look at them, like, there's an Oracle and Dark Willow supports. These heroes, like Oracle, brings you some safe and some burst. Roger gives you some burst and terrorize, right? Not a whole lot of team fighting from these two. You don't have the catch for Anti-Mage. The only catch is no one, basically, when he gets Blink and Gust. Maybe Pasha, but it's very easy for AM to spell block Pasha's stun, while he can manta off Drow Rangers. And then you picked 2 cores. You picked Lone Druid plus Drow Ranger. These 2 cores, they don't work well together. Maybe if you completely draft around them with the last 3 picks, but these 2 cores, like, they can work. VP is a team that can definitely make it work, but it's so hard to execute that they just throw in the towel. They say, listen, this is too much work. We've taken all your tier 1s. We've taken map control, but we see that eventually this AM that's 902 is just going to eat us alive, as we have no ways of dealing with him. So they submit and go for next.
It's fair as well, because like the way I think you're right when you're talking about the supports for VP is like you look at their draft and you go, all right, there's a good ramp up of aggression in the mid game, but then you just have to get to the mid game. You look at the laning phase; it looked good against the Pangolier, but there was always kind of this voice in the back of head going, Anti-Mage is still farming. Anti-Mage is not slowing down. No one is applying pressure to that lane. But maybe it was something simple on that, Liz. Okay, this is just VP. This is typical VP, right? Lose first game, come back, win the next 2 games. Maybe that is what's going on. They're just continuing this never-ending vicious streak they have.
They're doing it on purpose now, honestly. If like this game, I mean, obviously, I can't say that they're not losing on purpose, but this game with their draft, it looked so cocky. We'll see what they do in the second match, obviously. But this first game, I think they need a little bit of a different draft to win um, versus Empire. But who am I to say? Like they just won with 5 cores. Like a week ago, they literally picked 5 carry heroes and they won. So it's like
maybe that's what they did. Who knows?
they can do whatever. Yeah.
Game 2 is a mystery, at least for a few more minutes as we go to a break and then come back to unravel that Enigma ripped up in a mystery and find out what they're going to pick.